Hi, this is Kathleen with Kal-Ven Tag and Title Service, located at 627 North Collington Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland. Zip code is 21205. Our phone number is 410-668-6000. Website is www.calventagtitle.com. As Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday is 11 to 6 or 7 in the summertime. I'm also a licensed Pennsylvania agent here in the state of Maryland. Today, I'm going to be talking about frequently asked questions in Maryland on car registration. The last time there was a question, I didn't mention something, so I'm going to ask that question again, and I should be able to answer it correctly. Because the question was, if I'm currently on 30-day temp tags and the police confiscate my plates due to lack of insurance, would I be able to get another set of plates? The answer to that question is no and yes. No is you already have a flag. Anytime the police pulls you over, just know that there's a flag on you. So if you're coming to us immediately, it will not work. So what you have to do is you have to go take care of it, because most people drive vehicles without insurance. The three major things that I know that the police will pull you over will confiscate your plate is when you don't drive the vehicle with insurance. The second one is failing to do emission test, and the third one will be work order. The other things, like if your license is suspended, that's not what I'm talking about here. This is concerning vehicles, like what will make your registration to be suspended and probably be cancelled here in the state of Maryland, or the reason why the police will confiscate your plate. So if the police confiscate your plate, just know that there's a flag that's going to prevent a tag and title agent to issue plates. So what to do is you go and rectify that flag and then come back to us to get a substitute tag. If your registration, if that 30-day that you currently have is valid, the system will allow us to issue a substitute tag. But if the plate has expired, the system will not allow me to issue any plate. Will not allow me to issue any plate because the vehicle hasn't passed the Maryland safety inspection. How you get it inspected to pass the inspection is what I don't know. So if you come in and your plate has expired and you have rectified the flag you had with MVA, and you're coming to me to get plate, if that 30 days is expired, the system will not allow me. The system will be asking for the Maryland safety inspection. So what to do now is to go and talk to an inspector to see if the inspector will allow you to drive the car there without the plate. You explain your situation and see if they will kind of allow you to come there. So if there's a flag on you here in the state of Maryland, the system will not allow you to get any plate or any kind of registration that you want to do with us. The only thing the system will allow you to do will be title only. Can I register my vehicle with an ID? Yes. Can I register my vehicle with a provisional license? Yes. Can I register my vehicle with a provisional license? Yes. It's who drives it is what matters. They let you put a car in your name, but you need a licensed driver that has a valid driver's license to drive that vehicle for you. Can I register my vehicle with an out-of-state license or ID or provisional license? Yes. In the state of Maryland, that's if you relocated to Maryland. It's not like you have an out-of-state license and you come into Maryland to get Maryland plates. No, you have to live here in the state of Maryland. So if you have an out-of-state and you have relocated and you don't have a Maryland license, so I'll give you two options. One is for you to apply for a Maryland Sanders, which I will give you from 005 to complete, and a copy of your license will be forwarded to MVA. And once MVA assigns you an ID number or must have entered you in the database, MVA will send me a Maryland number, whereby you use that to register your vehicle here in the state of Maryland. Must I change my license or driver's license to register my car in Maryland if I'm only here for like a year or so? No. If you live here and if your job brings you to Maryland, this standards that we have here in the state of Maryland is for people who don't want to change their license to Maryland. So if that's your situation, you request for a Sanders number and use that Sanders number to get your car registered. And then your license will be valid once you relocate back to your state. But remember, once you relocate back to your state, you mail your Maryland plate. You drop it off. Either you drop it off before you travel, or if you relocate to or you go back to your state, make sure you made those plates. You know, you go to MVA and download form VR-021, fill it out with a copy of your driver's license. You mail it to MVA or you mail it to a tag and title. But when you're doing this, make sure there's tracking whereby the tag and title will not be penalized, you know, if we did not receive the plate. So make sure you have tracking. If they said they delivered it to a tag and title, you should get that notification that the plate was delivered to that agent. And once the agent submits the plate online, the agent should be able to send you your receipt. Can I pay my fine or fines at a tag and title agent? Yes and no. The only flags that we are allowed to collect are the administrative flags. Anything Baltimore City administrative flag, all the late fees, as long as it says administrative flag, we are allowed to collect. But the rest of the tickets, you have to go to each jurisdiction. Whoever you owe Baltimore City, go there and pay. You owe Baltimore County, go there and pay. You owe anywhere you owe, make sure you go to that county and pay your fine or fines. If I misplace one of my plates or both, can I be able to get a substitute plate? Yes and no. Okay, yes. Once you misplace your plate, even if you misplace one or you misplace both, the first thing to do is to call the police immediately. I made a video, but I didn't add this one. You call the police immediately anytime you misplace any of your plate. The same minute you call the police, because someone might use your plate to run the red light or do all kinds of things whereby it will be traced back to you. So the first thing you do once you misplace one of your plates or both, contact the police immediately. So if you misplace one of your plates and your registration is valid, the system will, on a 30-day, the system will issue a substitute tag. If your license has expired, if your license plate has expired, the system will not allow me to issue a substitute tag. This will be strictly on people who have 30-day temp tags. If your registration has expired, the system will not allow me. The system will be asking for the Maryland safety inspection. So you go and get it to pass the inspection, and then you come to us, and the system should be able to allow you to get a substitute tag until I don't even know. Yeah. Okay, let me re-narrate this. If you misplace one of your plates on a 30-day temp tag that has expired, the system will not issue another set of plates until the vehicle has passed the Maryland safety inspection. When you bring us the inspection, then the system will allow us to renew and then replace the plate. So if your plate has expired, if your plate is valid, the system should be able to allow me to issue a substitute tag pending until the vehicle must have passed the inspection. That way you can extend that registration. Remember, a substitute tag does not extend your registration. A lot of people will come here and you come in to get a substitute tag and your plate is about to expire like the next month, and you're asking me, can I renew? Can I extend that registration? No, the system will not. The system will print you exactly what's on your registration. If it's expired, you print your expired plate. If your registration is valid, you print a valid registration. Can I get another set of plate if the police confiscate my plate? Like I said, if the police confiscate your plate or police confiscated your plate, there's a flag on you. You cannot come to us and get plates. You have to go and take care of that flag. If his insurance lapse, you contact MVA, pay it off, and then come get plates. Can I get a Maryland in transit if I have a flag with my MVA? If I have a flag with MVA. If you have a flag with MVA, in short, in-transit plate is not for Maryland. This is for people who have out-of-state licenses. People who come to Maryland to buy cars and then they need something to drive home with. They need some kind of temporary plate to drive home with. This is what we have. We don't have it for Maryland residents. Anybody, tag and title agent, any Maryland resident that will come to you and say, please give me an in-transit plate until I rectify my problem with MVA. The system will not allow that. As long as you accept that in the system, it's going to ask you if this where the state title is or the state license is. Once you click Maryland, the system will stop it. In-transit plate is strictly for out-of-state residents. You cannot get an in-transit plate if there's a flag on you. You have to contact MVA to rectify that flag, and once the flag is rectified, then you get any type of Maryland plate that you want. What paperwork do I need to get an in-transit plate? This is strictly, this question is directed to the out-of-state residents that will want to come get plates from us. So if you have an out-of-state license and you bought a vehicle here in the state of Maryland and you want to drive home with this plate, we're gonna need the title of the vehicle. If the vehicle has a lien on the title, we're gonna be asking for the lien release. If the vehicle is 7 years or newer, we're gonna be asking for a notarized bill of sale, insurance, and your driver's license. Let me narrate this again. You bring us the original paperwork, you bring us the title. This is for a vehicle that is 7 years or newer. If your vehicle is 7 years or newer, I'm gonna ask for the original title. If there's a lien on that title, we'll be asking for a lien release. Yeah, it's like we have to prepare your paperwork, whereby when you get to your state, you should be able to register that vehicle. So we will collect all the documents that you need to be able to get that vehicle registered in your state. So when you come into me, you should have the original title. You have to have the original title. If there's a lien on that title, make sure the seller gives you a lien release. And if the vehicle is 7 years or newer, we need a notarized bill of sale, insurance, and your license. That will do it. And then for older vehicles, we just need the title. If there's a lien on it, we're gonna be also asking for the lien release, insurance, and your driver's license. That's what you need in order for us to give you an in-transit plate. How do I remove my name from an existing car registration if I'm a co-owner? How do you remove your name from like I've had a situation whereby 2 people registered a vehicle and then one of them had a flag, and then this flag was stopping them to register, to register another vehicle. That is why we don't encourage you to co-own a vehicle with someone. So if you want to take off your name, you bring us the title. You and the co-owner, both of you must come here. You sign on the back of the title where it says seller's signature, printed seller's signature, seller's printed name, and then co-seller's signature and co-seller's printed name. So once that is accomplished, then the title will now, whoever wants to put that vehicle in their name will now be the buyer, and then we'll make that transfer. Remember, when you come in this time, it's going to be another 30 days. You have to start the registration all over again. What are the scenarios where my registration can be suspended? Your registration can be suspended if you fail to insure the vehicle. Second one is if you fail to do the emission test. And the other one is work order. Like when the police gives you a work order, you have 10 days to fix that problem, take it back to the police for the police to inspect it and make sure everything is completed, and then sign off on it. But if you fail to do that after 10 days and they wait for you, by the 30th day, the police should be flagging you. They should be sending the information to MVA that this person has failed to fix whatever ticket that they gave to him or her. And then the police now will not flag, or MVA will not flag the police, flag the customer for the police to pick up their plates, suspend. First of all, your registration will be suspended, and then after that, then pick order will be issued, whereby once you get pulled over, the police will put you off the road. Can I request for an extension on a emission test? Yes, if you know that you are not able to get the vehicle, if you have a check engine light that prevents you from passing the inspection, you're free to go online, log into your MVA account, Google extend emission flag. You should see that on your dashboard. Extend emission test, and then put your vehicle information, and the system should be able to extend it to maybe about 2 to 3 months. Also, sometimes when you flagged, there was a customer that was flagged and the system allowed me to do an extension on that person. So sometimes the system will allow us to do the emission, will allow you to will allow an extension, and then sometimes when you're flagged, I think when you are newly flagged, the system should be able to allow you to extend it. But when MVA will flag you again, then that means the second one, you have to either go through with the inspection, let it fail, and then you have more time to get it to pass. Remember, here in the state of Maryland, you only have one time emission test extension. Just one time you have. What if my registration has expired after 2 years? If your registration has expired after 2 years, you have to go. You cannot go to a tag and title place to renew your registration. You must take your registration and go to MVA to renew. What do I do with my plate once I sell the vehicle? When you sell your vehicle, first of all, take your plate to a nearby tag and title agent or to a nearby MVA, get a receipt, turn your plate in, get a receipt, and then cancel your insurance. If you fail to return that plate to MVA, MVA will flag you for insurance violations. Once you cancel your insurance, you flag you, I believe it's $200 and who knows, $10, $15 per day until you finally return your plate to MVA. Am I responsible for my plates if my car gets repossessed? Yeah, of course, you're liable. Anytime you trade in your vehicle, get your plate. What do you call it? The dealer impounds your vehicle. Yes, you have to go to MVA. I think you have to go to the dealer, get some kind of receipt to show that your vehicle was impounded by them, and then you take that receipt to MVA. I believe they give you from VR-461, the one that is statement, what do you call it? Certified statement, and then you explain what happened. Well, I don't think you report it to the police. So if that's your case, make sure you get some kind of, anyone that will take your plate, like there's fire or someone impounds your vehicle, you go to them. If they refuse to release your vehicle to you, let them give you some kind of receipt that your vehicle is in their possession with your plate. You take that information, go to MVA. You don't come to a tag and title if you don't have the plate in your possession. You go straight to MVA and explain to MVA. MVA will see the receipt and take you off of it. You understand? Take you off of that liability. You're responsible. If the police impounds your vehicle, it's your job to go to MVA, to the police, and explain to the police. We do have some people that the police will pull them over, will confiscate their plates, and then they'll go ahead and sell the vehicle instead of fixing the work order. Yes, you are still liable of that work order. Even though you sell your plates, you have to go to the police. If you have proof that this vehicle has been sold, take that proof to the police and explain to the police that you have sold this vehicle and this vehicle is no longer in your possession. Because if you don't do that, there will be a misdemeanor, fines, or even jail time if case is not taken. If your plate is stolen, what do I do if my plate is stolen? If your plate is stolen, report to the police immediately. Report to the police immediately, and then you come to a tag and title or a MVA to get a new set of plates. What do I do if I misplace the work order ticket the police gave to me? If you misplace the work order the police gave to you, go by to a nearby precinct of that jurisdiction and request for a copy of a duplicate of it, okay? How many days do I have to complete a work order? You have 10 days to complete a work order. And once you complete the work order, you go to that, you drive to a nearby precinct, or you drive to a Maryland Safety inspection station. I believe they're also authorized to sign off on this. You drive there, have them inspect the vehicle, and then sign off on it. If not, look for a nearby precinct, police of that jurisdiction that gave you that ticket, and take your vehicle there for them to inspect and sign off. If everything is good, the police should be able to leave that flag. What happens if I don't get the work order fixed? If you don't get a work order fixed, the police will put you off the road. As simple as that. Yes. Make sure you get it fixed. If they give you, anytime you get a work order, make sure you start fixing, and then within 10 days you should be able to fix it and take it back for the police to inspect the vehicle. Okay. What happens? How do I take my name off of a title? How do I take my name off of a title? Like if you sell your vehicle. If you sell your vehicle, if you want that vehicle, if you want your name to be off of that registration, what you do is you take that person to a nearby, bring that person to me. Take that person to a nearby tag and title and have them register that vehicle, put in their name. Once they put in their name, your name will be erased. You will no longer be the owner of the vehicle. If they have a flag, advise them to do title only, so that it will be put off in your name. Because if they take that vehicle and they park it on the street and the police issues a ticket, that ticket is definitely coming back to you. So that's the only way you get it off of your name immediately, because that person might not have money to register the vehicle, or the person maybe might need time to fix the vehicle, so they'll be holding that title and the VIN number should be tracing back to you if any ticket is issued. So if you don't want your name to be on that registration, if you don't want your name to be on that registration, take them to a nearby tag and title to put in their name. If they say, if there's a flag, suggest title only. If they see cannot afford it, tell them to complete. Both of you should complete that title. You make a copy front and back of it, and then you hold on to it in case maybe a ticket is issued, because some of them will buy the vehicle, they'll be holding it even a year, 2 years, they'll be holding the title without getting it registered until the vehicle is impounded. So that's the only way you take your name off of it. Make a copy of the title. If they fail to register the vehicle, both of you should complete the back of the title. Make sure the buyer signs, the seller signs, and then you take a picture of it front and back and keep it for your records, okay? Okay, what do I do if my sticker is messed up, or is not readable, or is stolen? If your sticker is stolen, it's not readable, and is stolen, you come to a tag and title agent. The tag and title agent should be able to issue a substitute sticker. Also with the month sticker. The month sticker, sometimes people, like some people will try to steal it, they'll just try to peel it off, and then you can't really see the month. In a situation like that, you bring your registration and your license and then come to us. Once we see that registration, we'll give you the month registration that matches with your registration, okay? Must I pay all the tickets I owe in order to get plates? Yes. If you are owing, I've had some people, they have like a long spreadsheet of flags. You have to take care of all of it. You can't take care of some and you think, okay, I'm done with insurance violation, let me go and get my plate. No, the system will not allow you to get a thing from a tag and title agent or MVA until all the flags. If you have 2 pages of flags, you have to go take care of all of it. Make sure you have a clean, clear record. Like if I put your license number, I shouldn't see any flag on you. You must clear. If it's 5 pages or 20 pages, make sure you take care of all those flags until the system will be able to allow you to get plates. So this will end this video. If you have any questions, please contact us at 410-668-6000, or you go to our website, which is www.kalventagtitle.com. On the comment section, leave us your questions, and then we'll get back to you at our convenience. Thank you so much. God bless.